The blues is the gateway to improvisational mastery. The problem is, most people only have a surface understanding of the blues, and this is why their improvisation remains stuck at that surface level. Surface level improvisation is applying one scale to multiple chord changes. And this is very likely where you have been stuck for a long time. The improvisational freedom you seek will come as a result of breaking out of the scale mentality and entering into the chord change mentality. And that's exactly why I made the Ultimate Jazz Blues Mastery course. This course will take you step by step through everything you need to understand in order to escape the plateau that you've been in and ultimately realize an entirely new mentality of musical development. I'm talking about the jazz mentality, which is the mentality of improvisational mastery. This course isn't just facts for you to memorize, it will teach you how to think about improvisation, not just on the blues, but on any tune you would ever play. The blues is going to function as a proxy for understanding the full depth of improvisational mastery. So let's take a look at the course material so you can see exactly what you'll be getting when you purchase the Ultimate Jazz Blues Mastery course. You'll see this course consists of 6 total modules. So right now I'm going to explain to you what's in each module and why each module is there. So the first module, 3 primary chord qualities and how to voice them. So this comes out of the Joe Pass mentality. See, Joe Pass famously stated that he only thinks about 3 primary chord qualities, major, minor, and dominant. This is a way of simplifying harmony so that we can access it in real time, which we're gonna need to do to be a great improviser. So this hour and 13-minute long module explains the full depth of the 3 primary chord quality mentality and how to construct chords with those 3 primary chord qualities in mind. And to understand these 3 primary chord qualities in context, we're gonna use the 2-bar practice form, right? Before getting into the blues, we wanna understand a short form with only 3 chord changes, because the full length of the blues, 12 bars with all of those chord changes, is going to be overwhelming if we don't already have a basis for constructing chords and understanding how chord changes work. So that's what this first module is dedicated towards. This first module alone will get you crystal clear on the fundamentals of improvisation. Like, what are we actually doing when we're improvising? What are we thinking about? What are those focus points? What is the mentality of improvisation? All explained in this first module. So what I recommend is that you practice along with the video lesson. I'm going to be showing examples. I want you to use the examples that I show you in context with variations, and you'll see exactly how to do that by just following along with the video in this section. We're also going to be introduced to the 3 range optimized triads, okay? So if you've never seen these kinds of shapes before, well, welcome to fretboard mastery, where you break out of positions and open up the horizontal visualization of the fretboard. See, horizontal visualization, right? These are just triads, voice-led logically from one to the next in the context of this practice form. That is the foundation of all the melodic vocabulary that we're going to use, not just on the blues, but in improvisation at large. So this first module will take you from not knowing anything about chord changes to being confident in what you're actually doing when you're improvising, because obviously you're not just noodling up and down scales. There's a deeper level. Most of you watching this are probably stuck noodling in scales. This is going to show you how to not do that and how to make compelling melodies through triadic voice leading. All right, so look at module 2 here, fat shapes on the blues. Okay, so fat shapes are the chord system that we're going to be using. It's a very simple chord system that consists of 3 primary chord shapes that can be used over all the different chord qualities. So we're talking about 3 voicings that keep coming back in different places. And you can see those shapes in the diagrams here. Of course, there's diagrams for all the modules. You'll start to see repeating shapes, right? Like we have a fat shape 3 starting on the 6th fret of the A string to set up another fat shape 3 starting on the 5th fret of the A string. And that movement expresses the chord change from F7 to B flat 7, from the 1 chord in the blues to the 4 chord in the blues, right? So we see a lot of the same chord shapes starting on different notes to yield different chord qualities. 3 chord shapes giving you access to all different chord qualities. That is some mind-blowing stuff. And that first module is going to set you up to completely understand all of this that I'm saying here. All these different chord voicings, all the theory of chord construction just understood in this second module here. You're literally going to become a theory genius by the time you complete the second module. Okay, so that takes us to the third module, melodic pathways on the blues. So this module is going to show us how to develop melodic vocabulary. I use the term pathway to describe the mentality of generating melodic vocabulary. Ultimately, what we're going to see are pathways which we can traverse in many different ways, right? You see one pathway, but you see infinite variations along one pathway. That's exactly what this third module is about. Using the principles of voice leading, we can construct melodic pathways through harmonic sequences. The trick is to restrict yourself to a specific form. In this lesson, we construct a melodic pathway through the 12-bar JazzBlues form, because this specific form contains some of the most ubiquitous harmonic sequences found in the tonal system. Passing diminished, tonic diminished, turnaround, 2 chords per bar harmonic rhythms, all of which are unavoidable harmonic sequences across all genres of tonal music. So if you want to be an improviser, you need to understand these harmonic movements. And we will. We'll understand them all in the context of the blues. So fourth module, the turnaround. So the turnaround is a crucial part of not only a blues, but just about any great song ever written has a turnaround in it. So we want to understand turnarounds in depth. So I made this module just to dive deep in what's possible with turnarounds. So now we're looking at expanding outwards from the triads, right? We're looking at what happens beyond the triad, and we're looking at some fretboard configurations with respect to the turnaround, right? What we want to do here is see how the F7 fretboard configuration shifts over the D7 sharp 9 fretboard configuration, right? Because what we want to do is be able to flip that switch in our mind. Okay, it's F7, so we're thinking about this configuration. Now it's going to the next chord. Now we see a whole new fretboard configuration, right? That's exactly what this turnaround module is going to teach you. It's also going to teach you how to choose notes beyond the triads, right? So if the triads are the foundational meat and potatoes, we can add spice by choosing notes beyond the triad. And that's what this turnaround module is going to teach us. All right, so the fifth module, integrating chords and melody. Now we're starting to bust open that full stack guitar mastery level, because you learn how to construct chord pathways, you've learned how to construct melodic pathways. Now we want to put those together to make musical phrases. So this is getting to that higher level concept, right? You've done all the theory work. You understand how to generate chordal and melodic vocabulary. So now it's just a matter of how do we apply those things in performance? How do we think about these things when we're improvising in real time? Mentality is everything. And the very last module, Coltrane subs on the blues, of course. So this is not only going to show us how to use substitutions and the nature of substitutions, it's also going to show us how to stretch our triadic vocabulary. Because what we'll see when we're using substitutions is that we're leveraging the clarity of triads to play chords that are not on the bass level harmony. That's why I use the term shadow realities, because you're talking about layers of harmony that are above that bass layer. So for example, the turnaround in the blues, the 1-6-2-5, can be substituted with Coltrane subs, because the Coltrane subs have the same harmonic functions as the 1-6-2-5. So if we just play Coltrane subs with triads, we can enter into that shadow reality above the 1-6-2-5. So this is getting into some advanced stuff, but by the time you get to this module in the course, you're completely ready for it. Of course, we have a good explanation of it here, right? So there you have it. Now you see everything you're gonna get when you purchase the Ultimate Jazz Blues Mastery course. Whether you're new to improvisation or you're just sick of playing the same half-baked licks from muscle memory, this course will launch you into the chord change improvisational fluency that was previously only available to the undisputed jazz masters. And I made this course after teaching the blues to hundreds of different musicians. So not only did I learn the most efficient way to teach the blues, I also learned that the blues unlocks your full awareness of improvisation because you understand the mentality of improvisation through the blues. And that's the thing that's going to carry you through all the different tunes you play. Whether those are jazz standards, gospel standards, fusion standards, or your own original music. It's all the same principle, which is laid out in excruciating detail inside this course. Now, you'll notice there are 2 buttons below this video, 2 options to buy. One option is going to give you access to the course community and weekly support calls. So let me show you exactly what's involved with this. This is the course community hosted on the WAP platform. So you'll see right away there's an hour and 27 minutes worth of bonus material. Right there you see the Ultimate Jazz Blues Mastery course, right? 6 lessons, 4 hours and 39 minutes. If I click on that, you'll see all the modules that I just mentioned. And of course, you'll see the supplementary materials down here. Now, additionally, you have access to the weekly support call. So we've been already doing this for a while. We have 15 weekly support calls that are all recorded and archived. So you have instant access to all those weekly support calls if you opt in to access the course community. And we're going to continue to do the weekly support calls. They'll all be archived. This is just how we support you as you complete this course, right? So if you click on that first link, the one that includes access to the course community, you'll be taken to this page here, right? And you'll see the total due for today is $194. Because that includes $10 recurring payment. Because to access the course community, there's a $10 recurring payment on top of the initial $175 fee. So if we look at the price breakdown, we see initial fee $175, renewal fee $10 per month. You can cancel anytime, so you can just try it, see if you like it. You can cancel it, but I'm sure you're gonna like it because nobody has canceled their subscription so far because it's a really good time in there. The weekly support calls are epic, and they only get more epic as we have more people in the community. It's just a good time. So you see we got a service fee here, so the total adds up to $194.25 just to get started and have instant access to literally 15 hours of archived course material in addition to the 4 hours and 39 minutes of the Ultimate Jazz Blues Mastery course. So once you complete that payment, you instantly have access to the course community, and you can come down here, you click courses, and you'll see we have Ultimate Jazz Blues Mastery course as promised, and then we have a bonus Systems for Creation course, which just includes fretboard mastery and a few other modules here. We've got intro to fretboard mastery, we've got rhythmic integration, we've got a lesson on harmonic rhythm, which is huge. We've got the Bach invention through Lucretia. That's a pretty classic lesson. And of course, we got the Just the Two of Us lesson. And that's just all on top of the archived lessons you see here, right? So that $10 per month opt-in is like probably the best deal going, period. But of course, if you don't want to pay the $10 recurring monthly, and you don't want access to the course community, you can just click on this link right here, buy the course without access to the course community weekly support call. That's gonna take you to this page right here, and that's just gonna be a one-time payment to access the course. And the very second that you complete the payment on this page, you'll instantly be emailed the entire course. But unfortunately, you won't have access to the updates or the course community if you go that option. So there it is, that's every last detail of the Ultimate Jazz Blues Mastery course. You see we've got 2 options for you. I have no doubt this course will be an absolute pivotal shift in your musical education. No turning back after this. You are about to bust open the infinite creativity glitch on this one. I look forward to seeing you on those weekly support calls if you decide to opt into the course community. And of course, you can always just post your practice, questions, anything like that. You'll get feedback and you'll just have the mentorship of the community. So it's a great thing to have. All right, that covers it. See you guys very soon.
I have loved these lessons so unbelievably much. I cannot possibly convey how much I've enjoyed these, how much it's actually opened up for me. And I'm not someone that does not study. I study all the time. And always learning new things in every single class. You're never ever doing a class where you only tread over things that I already know really well. It's never happened. So
yeah, same.
2,000% worth my time, man.
Starting with that first module, it was laid out so simply and logically with as few words as possible to explain what was necessary so that I was able to understand it very easily, because it was very clearly like reverse engineered. And so I found myself like at the end of one part in the module being like, well, what about this? And then, it comes up in the next part of the module, because the questions that people are going to be asking themselves based on the information that you've already provided.